The next topic is on maintenance. You know, PC. The next one is maintenance. And hopefully I'll not hit a nerve on this one because, it's a bit complicated. But guys, on a more serious note, if there's one code that's always pegged, it's the maintenance code. Like, it's always pegged, and it's really not a good sight to see. Why? What are you guys doing? Anyways, as usual, we're going to start by defining what maintenance is. So I looked this definition up. So I'm just going to read what I found, like the simplest term of what maintenance is. And so Hansi, it's the legal. Maintenance is the legal. Legal. It shows which this thing is very serious. So it's the legal obligation that a responsible person is supposed to pay towards the welfare and upkeep of their dependents. Guys, did you guys hear that? Legal and responsible. So it's the legal obligation that a responsible person is supposed to pay towards the welfare and upkeep of their children, or rather of their dependents. So I'm sure we can already see that maintenance is valued in monetary terms. It's not, I can't bring a couch and then say, this month I'm going to give you a couch so that you maintain my kids. Or this month I'm going to give you a car so that, though it's part of, but it's usually in monetary terms. All right. So parents, as long as your child is still under the age of 18, it means that you have the legal responsibility to maintain that child. I said, as long as they are below the age of 18, then you have the right to maintain that child. So it's only the custodian parent who has the right to actually claim for maintenance from the non-custodian parent. So Tambotaura definition ye custody, and I'm sure you guys still remember it. I hope I'm my kangano. So the custodian parent, the one who has the primary responsibility of the child's well-being, is the one who has the right to claim for maintenance from a non-custodial parent. So what governs maintenance? Guys, everything is governed in terms of the law. So there's an act for literally everything. Maintenance has an act, guardianship has an act, and those acts have to be respected, or rather, whatever that is said in those acts has to be followed and respected. So it's the Maintenance Act, Chapter 509, that regulates or governs the maintenance issue, all the maintenance issues. So the question is, what is the procedure when making a maintenance claim? So everything has procedures when it comes to law, guys. Like, everything literally has procedures, and those procedures are stated in the different acts that we have for each and everything. So the first step is to file a complaint with the clerk of court. So magistrate court is the clerk of court, and then at the high court is the registrar. So I just need to put that in. So you file a complaint with the clerk of court. How do you file this complaint? You fill a form that is called the maintenance complaint form. You find it at the maintenance court, magistrate court. So you file that, you fill in that form stating that a responsible person, whatever their name will be, has failed to maintain their child, and therefore you are requiring the court to assist you in forcing this person, not really forcing, but in telling this person to maintain their child and eating. So the first step is to file a complaint at the magistrate court through the clerk of court. So at the magistrate court is the clerk of court, and then the high court is the registrar. I just had to put it out there. So that's what happened. You have to file a complaint through filling a form that is called maintenance complaint form. That's the form that you fill in. So in this form, you have to state that a specified responsible person has failed, or rather is failing to maintain their child. That is, they are not buying food, they are not giving you money, they are not paying school fees, all those kind of things. Whatever that the person is not doing, that the person is supposed to be doing and is not doing, that's what you say in the maintenance complaint form. So you get this form at the magistrate court, maintenance court. So the maintenance officer then, after you would have filled the form, the maintenance officer then has to set a date where they will require the person who is failing to maintain the child to come and answer whatever questions anenge akamirirwa ipapo panotoitwa an inquiry, so that we can also hear the side yemunhu iyeye anditika. So it's not only one-sided. One-sided. We also have to hear the side of the other party as well. So on the day, this person gets asked questions by the magistrate now. So magistrate anovunza whatever questions that they would want to know, or whatever issues that they would want to clarify with the other party, because maybe, you never know, maybe munhu anenge asingatokwanise wozveshuwa, so they have to say it kuna magistrate kuti you know what, inini I've failed because of so and so and so and so. So what happens if the person fails to pay maintenance? Also, as I was doing my research, there's a statement, or rather there's a phrase that I got from this case. So I'm just going to read it out loud as it is. From S versus Msimbe case. I'm sure my fellow colleagues who are here might be familiar with the case as well. So it says that a maintenance order providing for periodical payment is an obligation arising by operation of law. This goes to show how serious, or how the courts take this issue of maintenance very seriously. So it is an obligation. Once you get a maintenance order, it becomes an obligation. So it means now you're supposed to pay the maintenance, whether you like it or not. So it says that it is an obligation arising by operation of law. So you can say it is an order to do a particular act. Once something becomes an order, guys, it has to be followed. So failure to comply renders the defaulter liable to imprisonment for contempt. That's it. That's it, guys. Failure to comply renders the defaulter liable to imprisonment for contempt. Apachadi kuti ndidiscusse or nditaure zvakawanda. Failure to pay, if you do not have reasonable reasons why you failed to pay, straight to jail. So what are the factors that the court has to take into account when making a maintenance award? These are stated in the Act, Section 6 of the Act, so I'll just go through some of them. So it's the mode of life that the parties had been living. The court has to look into what kind of lifestyle were these kids subjected to. It has to go on. It has to go on. We can't change someone's lifestyle because the parents varambana. The lifestyle has to go on. The social status of the parties, the earning capacity per month of the responsible person. Whatever that you earn also determines what the court is going to award as maintenance. Then the special needs of the child or dependent. Some children, or rather some kids, minors, have special needs. Maybe it might be health needs, disabilities, and they have, or rather they require special treatment, or, all those kind of things. Then the court also has to put that into consideration as well. Whether or not the responsible person has remarried and has another family. So guys, whether or not the other party has remarried or has another family is also taken into account. And this tends to reduce the amount of maintenance It does not absolve liability. It just reduces, because now, honestly speaking, the other part now has a family that they also have to take care of. So, mari dzakusheyaniswa panapa, but it does not absolve you from being liable to pay maintenance. Please don't say I say that. I did not. You still have to pay, but it's just going to be reduced. And then, can maintenance be varied? Absolutely. Definitely. And yes, it can be varied. So it can be varied upward or downward. It depends with the circumstances of the case. Maybe umwe munhu anogona kutambira mari yawanda, and then obviously now the court will have to say, since you're now earning more, it means you have to also pay more. Or economy, yemunyeka, or all those kind of things. I can't say maintenance that someone was paying, like, let's say maybe $1,000 in 2019, and they still continue paying $1,000 in 2023. You can apply for variation, upward variation or downward variation. Maybe wasiabasa, or maybe you've remarried. Then the court will also consider that, and then vary the maintenance award. So you can do an application for upward variation or downward variation. Easy peasy. So another question is, can maintenance orders be discharged? And the answer is yes. They are not permanent. They are not permanent, so they can be discharged, but there are conditions. Or rather, they can be discharged under certain circumstances. And the first one is when a child turns 18. Sithi nxa umntwana esefike i-age ye-18, i-maintenance order ayisangeni lapho. It automatically gets discharged. So, but there are exceptions to this as well, because even if a child turns 18, they can apply for maintenance. Like, let's say they're not yet self-supporting. And self-supporting is the second point. When a child becomes self-supporting, maintenance orders automatically get discharged as well. Or whatever occurs first between turning 18 and being self-supportive. But I mean, like, guys, honestly speaking, it's in rare cases where someone who's below 18 becomes self-supporting. So it's usually always when someone turns 18, and then they become self-supporting after they turn 18 in most cases. But in other cases, some do become self-supporting before they turn the age of 18. And then the last one is when a child dies or marries. So once you get married, I'm sure that one African parents edu vanotoikoshesa. Apana munhu anenge achambochengetwa kana aroora kana kuti kana aroorwa. So when you decide to become married before the age of 18, that's it. Maintenance orders automatically get discharged under such circumstances. So guys, that's all that I had for you today. And I hope you really enjoyed this podcast. I was all alone. I was just a lone rider. But yeah, I enjoyed. And I hope you also did. If you have any question, please feel free to write them down on our comment section or inbox us if you have any questions as well. And we'll be more than willing to respond. Thank you guys. And it's a Friday after all. I hope you guys are going to have fun this weekend. And please, like I always say, stay safe. Love you guys. Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Nkosi Nebare and I'm from Nangati and Associates. Thank you for watching our podcast, The Law Abiding Citizens. Please don't forget to watch the next episode, like, share, and hit the notification button down here below. See you in our next episode.